Welcome back to Les Schwab Tire Center's Outdoor GPS. It's time for Owin's Field Report, sponsored by Les Schwab Tire Centers.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope that you enjoyed your 4th of July. It was definitely loud last night. Now, of course, I had to work this morning doing Outdoor GPS. So trying to get to sleep a little early was a little rough, but I hope everybody had some fun. There was definitely a lot of people that were out enjoying it. What a perfect day. Not too hot, definitely not too cold. And folks are out having some fun. And again, I hope that you were one of them. This week for me, though, I wasn't chasing any fish around. I was actually golfing. Hit a lot of golf balls this week and did quite a bit of shooting. After I played a little too much golf, I had to slow that down a little bit. And we're going to talk a little bit about that with Bob here in just a little bit. Certainly, this is the time, though, to get started on all those things. Myself, this is the time of year where I start thinking about a little bit of golf, but getting ready for our bow season. We're going to get some great advice from Bob Kapka here in just a little bit on that note. Reports, though. Yes, again, it's July, and yeah, we're still talking about spring Chinook on the lower Willamette. It is weird for a lot of us old guys. It is interesting to be even talking about that in July, but it's been fishing. Not been great, but for those that are out there early enough in the morning or late evening, report that I got last night, very late, still legal fishing hours, a fish on, right? When folks... You just got to put your time in and be willing to be out there at the right times, right? The grass is still a huge topic when you're talking about fishing in that area. Question that we got this week is, it seems like the incoming tide just gets so grassy. Why is that? Well, it's because the water comes up and that just draws everything off the banks and right down into you, and it can get very frustrating. The Columbia, though, below Bonneville, very, very slow. Sockeye, steelhead. One thing I will say, sockeye retention and timing has changed up in the Brewster area. So if you're planning on heading east, they have changed that. Now it's a 2-fish limit, and they went to specific days that you can actually fish. So don't rely on me. I don't want to get you in trouble. Make sure you go and check everything. Those regs have changed over there on the east side. When we show you fish counts, you'll kind of see why that happened. Kind of obvious reasons, unfortunately, for those fish. But if you want to chase some fish around in Central Oregon, reports from Thursday and yesterday were really good off Crane Prairie and Lake Billy Chinook for trout fishing and kokanee. I was interested. That was interesting to me, the kokanee side of things on Crane Prairie. Now, I've been there and caught trout, and we caught a couple of kokanee, but apparently it's been very, very good. So if you have those options, or if that's something that you want to do, or maybe you're already down there, decent options there. Springer fishing in Tillamook Bay area, spotty. It's that time of year, but there are some fish around. That incoming tide down at the top of the bay has been productive. Also, silver fishing and bottom fishing up and down the coast have been fantastic. Depending on, well, let's not say it fantastic. Been good, and decent size silver's getting caught for July. Hopefully, that's just a good sign of what we get to see going forward. Hopefully this year, I might even be able to get in on it a little bit. All right, let's go ahead and just show you the fish counts. It is interesting. Again, Willamette, it is what it is. They they count and update when they wish. So it's been several days since then. Last count was at 386. Steelhead numbers at 8,000. I miss the good old days of steelhead. Hopefully that's not the end of it. Let's take a look at Bonneville Dam. Numbers for Chinook are promising. Now, nothing has changed for us below Bonneville. Lots of thought, hey, were we going to be able to get back out there? I haven't heard anything as far as the change goes, but good numbers for summer Chinook at 54,000. A little bit past, at least tracking to be better than what their forecast was. Steelhead numbers, if you're like me, that's what I'm kind of looking at. I have a couple of chances to go east this year in the areas that are open, at least currently, to chase summer steelhead. So hopefully those numbers will start to increase, but they have gone up somewhat a little bit in the last week. Shad numbers completely crashing now, which is normal. With the conditions heading east, shad fishing has gotten pretty slow. Fish are around, but they do go off the bite, believe it or not. Shad do that. And sockeye, you can really see why they've made the change for the retention timeline and bag limit on the east side in that Brewster Pool in particular, with only 133,000 over Bonneville. That's not good. But there's reasons for that biggest area, at least currently. 3-4 years ago, when that hot water really did a number to sockeye, this is the result of that At least that's the theory that's out there. River levels, not a lot of excitement here. Everything's very, very low. You can certainly see that those tides are, a couple, 3 feet on the in and out. So certainly, something to pay attention to. Not a lot of great options if you're going to be talking about trolling in certain areas on the Willamette, unless you're down low around the head of the channel or even lower. Make sure you pay attention to that deadline. I mentioned it last weekend for good reason. But as we move forward, you'll see the Columbia, same thing. Not a lot to talk about there as far as levels go. If we get there, we go. But still, tall tides, definitely grassy. Only guys that I know that have been out there chasing them in the lower river, sockeye and steelhead, grass has just been and they've been plunking. The grass has certainly been a concern. Over at Bonneville, though, very consistent, not a lot of water coming out of there. So hopefully we just got some good stuff to look forward to, right? August 1, that's fall Chinook season, and that's less than a month away now. Although a lot of us are going to be thinking about different options, but there's going to be tens of thousands of folks that are going to be chasing those fall Chinook when that does come around. Now, if you want to have something free that will help you catch, this is hilarious. I got a message. Oh, we can go back to that. Anyway, send Jason at Procure an email. You'll enter yourself in to win a prize pack from Procure. I got a message this week from somebody on our Facebook page. It's like, that's just a scam. Scent is just a scam. I was like, this is one of the dumbest messages that I've ever received out of nearly 17, actually next weekend will be our 17th birthday for Outdoor GPS. But it was laughable. I think it's very well proven that Procure helps you catch more fish, period. There is no argument there. Some folks with not a lot of experience, obviously, will send interesting messages. Let's find out what this weather's going to do going forward, though. Peyton, I like it, but it looks like it might start getting hot again.
Hot, but not extreme. So you gotta, it's weigh the pros and cons here. Holiday weekend forecast, by the way, I know yesterday was kind of odd. We're at 71 in Portland if you were in the metro, and then you texted your friend down in Salem. They were seeing sunshine. We were under clouds. It was an odd day. Yeah, we had that marine layer kind of stick around longer than we wanted, so that's why we only got to 71. Central and Eastern Oregon was also an interesting day. Lots of thunderstorms popped through. We even had a flash flood watch for a while there. This is actually over the last 24 hours, over 2,000 strikes, and you could see very centralized over Central Oregon, even into the northeastern part of the state. We had some fog this morning in Newport, but it's nice and clear there. So if you are headed to the coast, 60s to 70s as we go through the weekend. The gorge is looking really nice as well. 80s pretty much all throughout, even nice sunshine there. Mount Hood, nice and comfortable, 68 to 73 tomorrow. And then in Central Oregon, no storm threat this weekend. Got 84 today and near 90 on Sunday. We are looking ahead. We got the high pressure building in. So this is what I mean. 84 and then 89 on Monday. So this is actually more of a dry heat, which is good. We're dodging this cutoff low here from the jet stream that's going to be impacting northern California, excuse me. But that's going to be absorbed sometime on Wednesday. That will kind of cool us down a little bit into the 80s. Cool is relative there with a little shower chance possible. So here's our next 7 days. The only kind of, I guess, quote unquote, hot days here will likely be Monday, Tuesday, and Friday. Good news, this time last year, we had a whole week of 90s. So this is a lot better than that. We also don't foresee any kind of triple-digit weather through at least the middle of the month. Lows will go from the 50s to 60s as well. So pretty great picture-perfect, think July forecast, if you ask me.
First week of July, what do you expect? I think it looks beautiful. It might get a little bit warm for some, myself included, but it does look very nice out there. Peyton, as always, thank you. We appreciate it.
Of course.
All right, everyone, we're going to cut to a break. When we come back, I'm going to have Bugling Bob here in the studio, a.k.a. Bob Kapka. We're going to talk about, well, bow season and everything else that we can fit in the next 3 segments talking about it. And trust me, we could do 3 shows talking about that very easily, quite honestly. But stick with us here on KPDX. We'll be back with more Outdoor GPS in just a couple minutes.
Outdoor GPS is brought to you by P-Line, because we fish, by Hawken Fishing, perfection in fishing gear, and by Haxton's Canvas and Upholstery, the trusted name of the Pacific Northwest.